right.
Good evening, Tallahassee. Welcome to tonight's Monday edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Zach Richards.
I'm student meteorologist Chris Knoll. Well, was actually a really nice day. It was like in the mid 80s actually.
Yeah, that nice border between too hot, too muggy, and a little bit chilly for some of us. Like right after that front came through.
Yeah. That cold front, it really helped us out over the weekend. Felt really nice this past weekend.
Great.
That same front, we might actually be seeing it again, actually.
Yeah, we got more details about that on the show tonight. We have an action-packed bunch of segments for you. The weather, it's dry outside right now, but that could be changing over the next couple days.
Yeah, it's looking like we might be getting we have some rain in the forecast coming up. Don't want to spoil too much right now, but it's going to be a fairly wet week right now, but
yeah, we got several rain chances, but we're going to send it out with the overview with Cynthia for a look at what we're going to see on our show tonight.
Good evening, Tallahassee. We're going to take a look first at a live look of Doak Campbell Stadium. We had a beautiful day today walking to and from class. So lucky to have that weather. Looking at the current temperatures in the area, still kind of warm. We're at 82 in Tallahassee, 78 and 79 down by the coast. These temperatures are a little high and feeling a little muggy outside. We had a stationary cold front, which is actually going to move its way back north and turn into a cold front for us in the coming days. For our satellite and radar, not much going on. Again, we had that beautiful weather all day today, and it's going to continue throughout the evening. For tonight, it's going to be 72 degrees and mostly cloudy. That cloud cover is going to keep a little bit of the air insulated and make it feel a little bit warmer throughout the night. For the next 3 days, we've got a 70% chance of rain on Tuesday, 30% on Wednesday, and we're looking at 30% chance of rain for Halloween. So if you have any trick-or-treating plans, make sure to bring a poncho with you. Lows in the 70s for our evenings. Coming up for the rest of the show, there's a warm front bringing some rain that we discussed earlier. We're going to talk about the Halloween forecast and some cooler temperatures that are ahead. But for now, I'm going to pass things off to Jonathan for a look at the southeast.
Thank you, Cynthia. So we're going to go ahead and take a look across the southeast, where the temperatures are actually kind of cool. If you'll notice in Montgomery, they started out in the 40s this morning, and that is fairly cool for this time of year. We're starting to get into our fall conditions, which is really nice. But down here in Florida, we are still in the 80s, and that is a result of that cold front that Cynthia mentioned earlier. It pushed through the area and created those colder temperatures, but then it is pushing back north right now after it stalled out over the Gulf, and that is bringing these warmer temperatures into the Tallahassee area. So you can really see where that warm front is going to impact, because notice in Tallahassee it is 82, Orlando 87, Tampa 88. Tampa and Orlando, that warm front has already cleared you, whereas up in Little Rock, where it is 58, that temperature has not passed by yet. Nashville is well up there in 63 and 60 in Shreveport. So we still have these cooler temperatures, cooler fall-like temperatures up the further north you go from the coast, but that warm front that I mentioned will be pushing through. And that is also going to bring back that Gulf moisture and that humid air that we are used to in the summer. Notice your dew points in Orlando and Tampa, where that warm front has passed through, are in the mid-70s as opposed to the 50s. So once you get down into Florida, it is going to be much more humid. The air is going to feel more soupy, whereas it's going to be a drier feeling like outside in Montgomery, Little Rock, Jackson, all across the southeast except for Florida. So you can see where this warm front is on satellite and radar because we do have the shower activity. There isn't really much going on right there other than a few showers, but that is expected as it moves further north. And that futurecast is going to show that. We have a little bit of thunderstorm activity, but notice it kind of spreads out and it isn't that compacted. But also notice this warm front does kind of stall along with the stationary front. So it stalls out, and then we have this cold front coming in. And that is going to create a very interesting weather setup that is going to create a little bit of a thunderstorm risk. Nothing severe is expected, unlike what we were expecting at this point last week, but we do have a general thunderstorm risk. So with that, you can expect a little bit of lightning. That risk is going to continue into tomorrow as that warm front pushes through the area, but don't expect any significant severe weather impacts from this system. For tonight, looking across the entire region, it's going to be cool and dry up where that warm front is not. further down in Florida near Tampa and in Tallahassee, there is a chance of rain showers associated with this front that we keep mentioning. Miami is actually going to be dry because that warm front has cleared that area and its impacts have cleared as well. Tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be 78 in Tallahassee with a strong, not a strong chance, but just a slight chance of an isolated summertime like thunder shower associated with that front. It's going to be pretty nice and dry across the rest of the area. Down in Miami, though, notice it is going to be 89. That is going to be very, very hot. And I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to Chris for a look at the local.
Thank you, Jonathan. Take a second. We're going to get this beautiful look of the cloudy skies currently over Cascades Park as we'll start moving in to our current conditions. Right now it's 82 degrees, mostly cloudy as we saw, with winds coming out of the west-northwest at 5 miles an hour. Feeling that wind coming out from the south that is giving us those associated with the warm front that is about to be moving through the area. Today we observed no rainfall. This month we are actually a little bit ahead, but overall throughout the year we are quite a bit behind on our rainfall simply because of our September was so dry, and hopefully this weekend we get some rain that will bump up our yearly rainfall numbers back up to normal. Right now on our future cast, we can see this warm front moving through the area. This front is actually the same cold front that passed through the region this weekend. It sort of passed through, stalled out, became a stationary front, and now it's running its way back here because it must have left its student ID at track or something and really wants to come back, bring us some more rain. We have this cold front that's also moving in through the area, which these two fronts together are going to come in and create a lot of storms and rainfall in our area over the next few days. Going into tonight's forecast, it's 72 degrees, mostly cloudy. You're going to have some calm winds. It's going to be really the last good night to be walking around in where you don't have to worry about bringing your umbrella and staying dry. Clouds are going to keep us fairly warm over the night. Tomorrow, we're going to warm up to 79 degrees, which is actually a bit cooler than today, but warmer than overnight. But you're going to be expecting scattered thunderstorms and rain. Winds coming out from the east, 5 miles an hour. You definitely want to be bringing an umbrella, a poncho, a rain jacket, anything to class. I know I'm going to be walking out around noon with a guitar in one hand, umbrella in the other on my way to my guitar class at noon. Over the next 7 days, Tuesday is the big storm day, 70% chance of rain. It's going to be high of 79, lows in the mid-70s. And those storm chances are going to be sticking around until Friday. So you will want to be watching the weather for if you're going to be taking your kids trick-or-treating on Thursday, as you might have a wet Halloween night. However, Friday, that cold front is finally going to be moving through the area, which is going to be dropping our temperatures down the 70s, and even our lows are in the 50s. Some models actually showed our lows in the upper 40s for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But for now, I'm going to pass things off to Jonathan and Cynthia for Cynthia's first desk segment.
Thanks, Chris. So what we're going to talk about on our desk today is this critical fire weather that we have going on over California. I know some of our viewers have probably seen the pictures of that. So what's going on, Cynthia?
Well, we've seen some critical fire conditions over the Sacramento and Bay Area that have been absolutely devastating for that area. We actually learned last night that celebrity LeBron James evacuated his home in Brentwood, which is the south side of LA.
Yeah, so we have two main areas of critical fire weather right now in the western U.S., and that is currently fueled by winds of 20 to 35 miles per hour. They're occasionally gusting up to 50. I know over the weekend there was a gust of over 90 miles per hour recorded there. And that's allowing these fires to spread like wildfire. They are spreading really, really quickly, and that's a very, very dangerous thing. So one of the things we want to talk about is how to prepare and evacuate for these systems.
Yeah, you should have a plan for your family, have a plan for your pet, make sure that your prescriptions are up to date and you have everything packed and ready to go bags. Pay attention to what your weather station is telling you to do to those evacuation alerts.
Yeah, so if you do have an evacuation order, you definitely need to heed these orders. These fires are life-threatening. it is not worth trying to stay at home and like throw water on the fire to protect your property. Property can be replaced. I want to remind our viewers and anyone that might be watching from California that your life is more important than your property.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's really sad to see everything that's been going on over there.
Yes, so another thing that we need to talk about from the system is detrimental air quality as a result of all of this smoke. And this is something that could impact the entire country in a few days because all of the smoke is being blown towards the east as a result of the westerly winds blowing to the east, and that is going to blow that smog and the smoke into the country, which could cause some breathing problems, especially if you're sensitive. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to Jessie, who's going to give us a look at the national, and she's actually going to cover why some of these fires are occurring.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, those wildfires are so devastating in California right now, and part of that is thanks to these extremely low dew points. So this extremely dry air is not helping those fires. We got that 10 in Salt Lake City, that 22 in San Francisco, 38 in Los Angeles. Just very, very dry air. And then that cold front we've been alluding to is so pronounced right here, stretching just across the United States. We have those more moist dew points in places like Memphis and the Dallas-Fort Worth area, 51, 53. That cold front's going to push through and continue to drop those dew points. It's also able to be noticed by the temperature. We got that 36 in Kansas City, and then in Chicago, that 48, a little over 10-degree difference, and in Memphis, even warmer at 60 degrees. And then, of course, as you go down towards Florida, you're getting even warmer at that 75 in Atlanta and that 82 in Tallahassee. Fall is not here yet, hasn't quite hit Florida, and we're just waiting for that cold front to finally reach us. Now, behind this cold front, we do have a little bit of snow and rain and some mix of the two, and a lot of clouds just following this system as it's eventually going to reach us here in the southeast. Now, for our severe weather outlook, we are expecting a marginal risk across much of the southeast and even parts of Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana, and we have that marginal risk down in South Texas as well. So we're going to be seeing some potential thunderstorms in the area, but nothing too severe. And now some of this rain and these potential thunderstorms is thanks to this warm front. Now, it came through as a cold front last week and then decided to change its mind. Fall's not in Tallahassee yet. It's coming back up as a warm front. It's going to bring those warmer temperatures. It's going to bring that rain and those potential thunderstorms, but we're not going to see anything severe, so no need to worry. Just keep that rain jacket on you and keep that umbrella handy as you're going about your day tomorrow. Now, we've got a lot of watches and warnings out here. A lot of them are associated with the fires over in San Francisco, and they're including some high wind and also the drier air. Now, we also have the tropics that we've been tracking. We got that 20% chance over the next few days of this Invest 99L. We're not expecting anything to happen there as it's just kind of out in the North Atlantic right now, just moving along really with no threat to the United States. As for tonight, we can see those lower temperatures behind that cold front. In Billings, they're going to have 4 degrees. That's a huge difference from what we've been feeling here in the southeast with that 70 in Tallahassee and that 80 in Miami for tonight. Guys, it is still hot in Florida. Like I keep saying, fall is nowhere to be seen. And over in California, they're going to see those low temperatures, 49 in San Francisco and 55 in Los Angeles, still with that dry air hanging around. Tomorrow, they've got a nice day in the 70s and even some snow and rain in Salt Lake City and Denver with extremely low temperatures once again. And as you're looking towards the southeast, that cold front's going to move a little bit closer. 69 in Memphis, a little bit cooler. And down in the south, we see those potential for rain and storms. And finally, in Miami, looking at a very sunny, very muggy 89 tomorrow. And I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to Jonathan. He's going to zoom in on Florida and give us our second local look of the night.
So we're going to start out with a live look over Doak Campbell Stadium where you'll notice we have this beautiful sunset going on. The Seminoles are hot off that win against Syracuse, and boy was it hot outside today for the time of year. I don't know about y'all, but when I think of fall, I think of nice, cool, crisp weather. Maybe it's because I'm not from this area, but today it was humid and muggy outside, and that is not what I'm used to. Looking at the almanac, our actual temperature today, 84 degrees with a low of 61. That is much. That is just about what our record is, if I'm being honest, except for that record low. It's not that cold yet, and we should be thankful for that. So satellite and radar, not that much is going on right now. You just have a few just not even thunder showers, just showers moving north. I mentioned that earlier as I was talking about the warm front. This activity is associated with that, but these aren't going to bring much substantial rain to the area. You might get rain for just about 5 minutes or so, and then that will go ahead and move out of your area, so that's good news. But looking at the futurecast, we mentioned that we have this warm front that was that cold front that pushed through this weekend, but it's moving back north up as a warm front, and it is bringing all of the shower activity associated with it. But also notice we have this cold front back behind it, and that is going to hit us around Halloween into Friday, and that is going to bring us some more shower chances. That is going to cause that dip into the fall temperatures that we are really looking forward to. But for tonight, it's going to be mostly cloudy. You're going to have 72 degrees as your low temperature, so it's going to be very comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and recommend tonight that you can go outside. You can take your dog on a walk. You can go to Cascades, or you could take a walk around campus. It is going to be a gorgeous night outside, and that is going to feel really, really good. Looking ahead, this is the big week. Thursday night, Halloween, 30% chance of rain. We do have that cold front that is going to be moving through around that time, so your trick-or-treating plans or your pumpkin patch plans, they might have some shower activity. So I would go ahead and be prepared with either an umbrella or a poncho in case that happens. In regards to temperatures, I know when I was growing up, had some very cold Halloweens where I would have to dress in a jacket over my costume. I don't think your kids will be needing that. And if you're going to a party, I don't think you'll be needing a jacket yourself. But go ahead and keep in mind that rain chances and be prepared for that. So looking ahead over our next 7 days, Tuesday is our biggest rain chances where we have 70% chance of rain as that warm front moves north. Thursday into Friday, we do have another chance of rain, but biggest thing is look at that temperature change from 85 to 71. That is going to feel amazing. And then notice we stay around the 70s, the low 70s. So that is very good news. That means we are going more and more into our fall-like conditions, which is what I have been looking forward here for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to the desk, and I'm going to take advantage of these fall-like temperatures as we move into our weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jonathan. It is shaping up to be quite the week out there. But
Oh, yes.
we're going to turn a little bit more serious here for a second and reflect on the 2019 hurricane season, which was devastating for so many people.
Yes, now hurricane season officially began June 1st, but we saw our first storm, subtropical storm Andrea, as early as May 20th. So quite a little bit before June 1st.
Yeah, that's
actually.
almost 2 weeks before hurricane season actually begins. It begins on June 1st every year, runs through summer and fall, and concludes on November 30th. So we're still technically in hurricane season right now, even if things have kind of quieted down a little bit.
Oh yes, and the peak of this season generally happens in September, so that's after the ocean has had time to warm up, and it's got that fuel for those storms to just absolutely power up.
Absolutely. And speaking of strong storms, our strongest storm of the season, who could forget Hurricane Dorian?
Absolutely, just an absolutely devastating storm for so many people.
Absolutely. Very exciting for meteorologists to look at and study, but yeah, just oh so devastating for the people in the Grand Bahama, the Bahama Islands. It was just awful.
Right.
The eye wall sat over them for like 6 hours, or some
Yes.
cases even longer.
Yes, and so it actually formed August 24th. It was a very long, it was alive for a very long time, I guess, wasn't it?
Yeah, 15 days actually
crazy.
from the first naming to when it finally disintegrated, lost its full tropical characteristics.
Right.
It was wild. It was
Peak-
like, how long are we going to talk about this thing?
Exactly, and peak winds 185 miles per hour. And not only did
Can't
it
even
devastate the
imagine.
Bahamas, it did give Florida quite the scare, coming very close to the coast, but thankfully not making a direct landfall.
Right, and Florida had a lot of preparations in place. They declared the state of emergency several days beforehand, and they got a little flack for that. But imagine if that would have hit Florida.
Right.
We really got lucky. Just imagine if what happened in the Bahamas would have happened here.
Right.
I say our preparation was pretty good.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Thankfully, there wasn't anything too awful about this
Yes.
hurricane season for Florida.
Yeah, and then outside of Dorian, obviously, two most recent storms being Nestor and Olga, both
Right.
forming in the Gulf very late in the season and not providing too much to the Gulf other than some minor, we had some severe weather, a couple tornadoes pop up, but thankfully no hurricane force winds, nothing crazy devastating for our area.
All right, guys, well, I'm going to go ahead and take you back to the wall for a look around Florida. As you can see current conditions right now in the 80s for generally most of Florida, with our cool spot up here in Pensacola, 75 degrees. But overall, looking at the whole state, generally highs in the 80s, upper 80s as we get here to the south, partly cloudy conditions. Now this is a real tale here, the dew points. Now the dew point is a measure of how much moisture is in the atmosphere, and generally the higher your dew point, the more moist it is, and the more you're really going to feel that air. It's going to be nice and sticky. 70s are just oppressive. Orlando, 74 degrees. I mean, you're really feeling that. Jacksonville, 72 degrees. Notice the contrast, though. Tallahassee, we're starting to cool off a little bit, 66 degrees, and then 62 over in Pensacola. So not quite as moist up there, and that is all related to our warm front that you're going to be able to see here on the satellite and radar. You can see, as I step over here to the left, we have a low pressure system right here off the coast of Florida. You can see this general counterclockwise flow. We're bringing up that southerly moisture here into Tallahassee from the Gulf, and that's going to provide our chances for showers and thunderstorms over the next couple of days in association with that warm front. You can see the warm front here, that low pressure here right behind me. That front is going to drag up from the south, bringing those chances of showers and storms really all to the southeast. And you're going to feel those dew points increase. You're going to feel the humidity increase. The temperatures are going to be warmer than they should be this time of the year. Looking at the upper level water vapor loop, these brighter colors right here over the Gulf, that's indicating really where we have that moist air. Just another way to show the brown obviously being the drier air ahead of that next cold front up there north and west of Memphis. For tonight's forecast around Florida, you can once again see that contrast. 80, 78 in West Palm Beach, 80 at Miami International. It's warm out there. 70 in Tallahassee. Tomorrow for Pensacola, 9 a.m. it's 70 degrees. Got those rain chances and thunderstorms coming in by later in the afternoon, high around 75. For Jacksonville, 77 degrees at 9 a.m. Keeping those thunderstorms around at noon and 3 p.m. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s. So really about the same picture. Tomorrow for Orlando at 9 a.m. 78 degrees. Going to start out really beautiful. 86 by noon. And then once the temperatures are warming up, 88 degrees, you got those thunderstorm chances also increasing. The same kind of story as you can see the whole place, basically the whole state of Florida. 79 degrees at 9 a.m. for Naples, noon 88 degrees, and 3 p.m. 90 degrees with those scattered thunderstorms once again increasing in the area. So generally around the whole state, that's pretty much what you're going to see over the next couple of days. Going to be lots of showers and thunderstorms as that warm front continues to move through. Now I'm going to pass things off to Chris with a final look at your local.
Thank you, Zach. Right now, getting one last look at our current conditions. Once again, it's still 82 degrees, mostly cloudy, and you got winds coming out north-northwest. Our rainfall almanac. We have not observed any rainfall today, which is kind of thankful as we've been raining for quite a few days recently. We are actually about a full inch of rainfall ahead of what we normally are at this month, but we are 17 inches behind over the year due to our extremely dry September. So we're hoping that maybe this moist October will even out those rainfall. Right now, getting a look at our dew points, we're in mostly the mid 70s, upper 60s, with the exception of Tallahassee being surprisingly less dry than the area around it, sitting only at 66 degrees, while Monticello is sitting at 73, St. Mark 70, Wilma 70. Bainbridge is the driest of the bunch at 63. Over the next 48 hours, you're going to see we're going to be very cloudy, as then these storms are going to be coming up from the warm front that are going to be impacting us all throughout next weekend as we move on through the pause point for later in the day from Tuesday into Wednesday. You saw a bigger pack of storms move up that will be hitting us from noon to roughly the afternoon. Wednesday, you'll see some of these scattered showers about. The worst of it appears to be happening on Tuesday. On a storm outlook, all of the Tallahassee, Big Bend area is going to be impacted by some thunderstorms of the less severe variety. As we zoom on to the severe weather outlook for tomorrow, the area will expand as the warm front moved up further north. Going on to tonight, 72 degrees, mostly cloudy. You're gonna have calm winds. I would recommend if you're gonna go out tonight, do it tonight, as you will have rain chances throughout the week. So if you want to be dry when you're going out, definitely go out tonight. As tomorrow, as I alluded to earlier in the show, I gotta be walking across campus at noon during this thunderstorm. Not looking forward to it, but you're going to be wanting to be bringing your umbrellas and rain jackets to class, as it's going to be raining all night, all day, and maybe in the night too. As Tuesday, big chance, 70% chance of showers, thunderstorms. Your rain chances will be sticking around from Wednesday through Friday, with a very cool weekend ahead that I'm sure everyone here is looking forward to. But I'm going to send things off to the desk one last time with Jessica and Sammy.
All right, thank you, Chris. So, yeah, we've had a great show here, and we are expecting rain on the way, which is pretty exciting for us to see some of those warmer temperatures. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate seeing warmer temperatures, but after the warm temperatures follows cooler temperatures.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm definitely looking forward to those fall temperatures finally coming and sticking around, as that cold front just changed its mind to come back and bring us those higher temperatures one last time.
Yeah, the dynamic of it is kind of strange, seeing it go from a cold front to stationary and then deciding, hey, I want to come back up again towards us. But it brings us more rain, which is good for us because we are still in a drought.
Yes.
It's getting better. Things are getting better, but we are still much under the average for the year total.
Yep. We're almost 17 inches below the average, and once again, that's just due to that extremely dry September that we had this year, with, I think, very little rainfall, just very rare.
Trace.
Trace amounts, yes.
But fortunately, through October, we are actually above our average, which is good because it's catching us up. Nothing too significant, though, so it is good seeing more of the rain come through our area.
Yes, absolutely. Looking forward to that tomorrow. Although, as always, not looking forward to walking to class in it, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Just keep that rain jacket and that umbrella on you, as always.
Yeah, it's going to be muggy outside.
Yes.
Maybe not the best day to decide to straighten your hair.
Right.
Because the dew points are going to be high, raining on and off throughout the day, so you may need a rain jacket.
And those temperatures are going to be fairly warm, so you probably won't need to layer up tomorrow either, as we did say a lot last week. It's going to be fairly warm all day. But don't forget to follow us on Twitter.
And make sure you like us on Facebook and watch us post our social media updates.
And don't forget to watch us live on YouTube. Hopefully you're watching us live right now every weekday.
And like us on Instagram. Send us your pictures. We love to post them on our Instagram and all our social medias.
Maybe even one of you guys at a pumpkin patch enjoying this Halloween season. But guys, for everyone here at FSU, I'm student meteorologist Jessica Kirk.
And I'm Sammy Squires. Have a great night.